This city has a disease, something festering, somewhere deep down, underneath the routine of concrete and steel.
Welcome back to Must Play Reviews. Sometimes you find yourself looking for a game that's just different. Maybe you want to be engaged in a story. Maybe you don't want the hassle or the struggle of something like Elden Ring or a Dark Souls game. Maybe you want to kick back, kind of relax, enjoy a psychological thriller, or become a cop and solve a murder mystery. And that's what Nobody Wants to Die is. So let's take a look at this game's visuals, gameplay, sound, and story so you can decide if you want to play or pass. A lot of games look pretty good these days, but there are always issues with them, and Nobody Wants to Die is similar. It's a UE5 game, and those issues once again return. But where it stands out amongst the crowd is its art direction and style. It is visually one of the most artistically cohesive games that I have ever seen. It's a dirty, gritty, dystopian atmosphere with beautiful, stunning architecture that takes inspiration from games like BioShock, Batman, and oddly enough, LA Noire. It's interesting to see a game take these influences in a unique direction and just go all out with it in terms of art and style. The game features flying cars, but they are 1930s and 40s vehicles. You have old computers, but everything is set far into the future. And the world is so well crafted, it's like you can feel the grit while walking around. You can tell that there is this dirty underbelly to the entire city in this game. And it's not just the slums, which are dark and full of desperation from those who live there. It's even in the richest high-rises in the city and the homes of the elite and politicians. As I said, it's Unreal Engine 5, which comes with its downsides like every other game that uses it. This has one that I did not expect though, and that is an issue with either level of detail or tessellation not loading in fast enough. When you turn the camera a bit too quickly, you'll notice that what was behind you doesn't load properly. It just kind of pops in out of nowhere, or changes shapes, and it can be pretty distracting at times. There's also this weird lighting issue that I truly don't even know how to explain. When the lights flicker on and off, there is this graininess to them, and it's not film grain. I believe it has something to do with the combination of SSR and TAA. These two things just do not work together at all, and developers need to stop using them together, because it does damage the overall appearance of what is style-wise a very pleasing game to look at. So, just to describe the world a bit more, when it starts, you are sitting in an old-style drive-in movie theater, up high amidst the towering skyscrapers inside of a flying car, windshield wipers moving back and forth, rain is cascading across the entirety of the vehicle. It's just simply stunning to look at. It gives you that feel that you're watching a classic movie, but also something new at the same time. I know it's a bit of a weird description, but that's the best way I can explain it. It does feature a performance mode for 60 FPS and a quality mode, which seems to be doing something with the type of ray tracing. Some of the items are enhanced with it, like the computer monitor in his apartment, but other than that, it's hard to tell what it does at times besides the resolution jump. It does give you the option to turn off chromatic aberration, motion blur, and film grain, which is a plus. Every developer needs to allow you to do this. Let's go ahead and talk about the gameplay. It's quite a bit different than what most games are. As I said in the beginning, you are a detective trying to solve a mystery. The way this game plays out is very similar to the games like the Telltale games and Beyond Two Souls or Detroit Become Human, except this is from a first-person perspective and you have more control over your character. The choices that you make in the game don't even feel like they're necessarily making you choose right or wrong all the time. Some of them are simply, do you keep this item or not? And then the decision is made that will affect the ending and outcome of the game. Best way I can describe the detective work in this game, when being matched with this look, it's almost like you're Batman without being Batman, where you're just playing the role of the greatest detective, and that's it. There's no combat. You are just using all these fancy gadgets to solve a mystery and multiple murders. You have your UV light, your X-ray vision, and this other device that allows you to reconstruct the world around you, allowing you to even interact with things from the past. It's a unique concept and it looks very cool when you're fast forwarding and rewinding. And honestly, it can be quite funny at times when you rewind and fast forward in certain scenes. The other part of the gameplay, though, is a hexagon-based miniature puzzle game. It's used just to help solve and place evidence all together and come up with a hypothesis, and it happens between each major section of the game as you find new evidence. Now, these are things that do make this a type of game that is not for everyone, because, as I said, there is no fighting. And it's not so much a puzzle game where you have to use your brain a lot to be able to solve them. It's pretty simple, but the choices you get to make keep it interesting. The voice acting in Nobody Wants to Die is great. Its writing and delivery are just as good as a movie. Unlike games lately, where everyone talks very slowly and the reaction of characters' responses are delayed between them, this feels and sounds like the actors were talking to each other in the same room. It makes a big difference in the flow of the storytelling, which is done with some serious and funny moments between you and Sarah, your backup and researcher that helps you with the case. This being a narrative game, I'm not going to risk spoilers. As an overview, you are on leave from the force after having to switch bodies after an accident. The chief of police gives you a call and asks you to do him a favor and keep an investigation off the record. This is where Sarah gets involved over comms and helps to try and keep you on track. As you start the investigation, things are not what they seem and events spiral out of control. It's a dark tale with lots of mystery and personal connections that make you want to know more. Whether you're drawn in by its stunning visuals, unique gameplay mechanics, or immersive storytelling, this game offers a distinct experience for those looking to explore a psychological thriller in a dystopian setting. So is Nobody Wants to Die a player pass? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you want, leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.